Greetings and salutations. Anytime you hear the voice, you know it's OWG Desert, aka Captain Positive Chatbout Podcast. What you say? Them always I tell you what work for you, though. Make a talk about it. This is Chatbout Podcast. Join me in making positivity the new disease. Today's episode is brought to you by the Joyful Youth Foundation. Welcome to another episode of Chatbout with me, Captain Positive. So for most of your life, somebody or a group of persons always want to tell you what works for you, don't? Sometimes, sadly enough, we believe them. But I'm going to tell you something. You see, in our life, we have to separate what them say, them want for you, and what you want for yourself. Because me can't live for them dream for me. That is the problem most of us face. Like, in the age where I know, I've grown to hear, like, people from other nationalities, other ethnic backgrounds, always I say, like, for example, me always hear Africans, I say, for them parents want them to become doctors and lawyers, and, you know, you always hear Middle Eastern people, Indian people, always say, for them parents, them want them to become architects and engineers, and, you know, Asian people always want to in some technical, and parents want them in some technical field, and, you know what I mean? Very few persons ask them children, what you actually want to become. Very few people actually sit down and decide for themselves, what is it that I want? What works for me? What field of study am I drawn to? You know? What is it? Where and what my interests lie in? You know? How is it me I got disappoint my parents and these people around me and go after my dream? You know what I mean? We can't make we friend them, we love one them, and our family lead we always. Because sometimes them lead you down a path where we reach a certain age and realize that this is never my desire. This is never the field where I did want to pursue. Me never did want to be this. But me already invest how many years in it. So me just have to go stick to it because I don't want to start over or me don't want to disappoint my parents, me don't want to disappoint my wife, me don't want to disappoint my friend. But you disappoint yourself. You disappoint you. Because this is not how you feel. This is not where you want to be. This is not what draws you out of your bed a morning time. This is not what draws you out of your bed for go outside, go pursue your life. But you do it because you already been doing it for years. So how you go about knowing what you want to do for yourself? You know what I mean? How you go about sitting them down, telling them that, you know, say this not work for me. You know, say this is not what I want to do. You know, say me no want to be influenced by you and your decisions. You know, me no want to be, me no want to be afraid of telling you what I really want to do because you're going to cut me off or you're going to sponsor it or you're not going to pay for the tuition. Or, because that's our next thing we know for we fear as kids. You know what I mean? We fear say if we decide to pursue our passions with parents, them now go support it and them now go spend on it and them now go send me for go do it. And so we go. We do what them want because of them have the dollars, because of them do the spending. So we are live for them passion. We not live our passion. You know what I mean? We are please them. We are work with the popularity contest. Because them say, yes man, you have to become a doctor, so that you go after. When in a year out you probably wanted to pursue tennis. You know what I mean? Something like that. So what you... Alright, so we at a point now where you have to go make a decision, you know. You know what I mean? Please them and disappoint yourself, or disappoint them and please yourself. See the crossroad there, oftentimes we're there the crossroad there when it's too late. But me think, if you know from an early age, if you know from 17, if you know from 15, if you know from 18, say, alright, mommy, daddy, you know, say I'm a doctor, me think they're a lawyer. Mommy, daddy, you know, say me think that engineer. Mommy, daddy, you know, say me think that basketball. Mommy, daddy, you know, say me have them electrical skills, yeah. More have to become an electrical engineer or more pursue a career in artistry. You know, me like for paint, me like for draw. You know what I mean? Me like for animate. Or, you know, me like for film. Me like for take pictures. You know what I mean? Me like for write music. Whatever it is. You know what I mean? Whatever it is your passion is, sit them down if you know from early. You know what I mean? Because ultimately, you don't want to live a life where you pursue what works for them and miss out from what works for you. You don't want to live a life where when you're 40, you're resentful to your parents and you're resentful for those who sponsored your career because you did do what work for them and not please them, as opposed to doing what work for you and pleasing you. Then every time you see them now, you have a conversation where you say, well, it's because of you me do this, or if I never you wouldn't do. You don't want to live the way then. Because ultimately, you're going to be mad at yourself too, you know. Because then you're going to say to yourself, boy, at this age, you're too late for me to pursue my passions and me don't want to start over again. So you're going to start suffer internally. Because you did what worked for them, not what works for you. And I tell you, say, it's not too late for start. It's not too, especially for the ones amongst us who in our teens and our early 20s, we are come up with too much excuse and reasons. Oh, if me tell them now go do. And if me tell them, you don't want to wait till it's too late. You don't want to wait till you get to a point where you're 10 years in, you're 7 years in, you're 5 years in. Because now them are going to say, so what you going to do next? You want to do another 5 years? No, man. Them reasonably no. And ultimately, them really and truly want what's best for you, know, because through them are the sponsor. And by sponsor, I mean that them are pay for the tuition, them are pay for the education. So I don't want nobody get it twisted or misconstrued what I mean by sponsor. Because parents ultimately want to see what's best for their kids. You know what I mean? Their children. Your wife, your husband, your loved one usually want to see what's best for you. But what you have to do, you have to express to them what is best for you, what works for you. You know, sometimes as men, we want to push a woman in an area where them don't want to go in. Because we say we want to elevate them, you know, so we want to force them over there so because it look good for we when we walk in our room with the wife. We can say, oh, my wife is so and so, my wife is such a... When in actuality, that your wife really want to do. Likewise, husbands, ladies, they say, boy, get up, go, you know, go pursue the career, then go college, go back to school. Sometimes your husband don't want to go back to school. Sometimes your husband really want to become a mechanic. Sometimes your husband really want to go start a landscaping business. Sometimes your husband really and truly want to become a coach, a little league coach a soccer team, of a real football team, want to use a foot play. Yeah, sometimes that him want to do. But because you, the wife or the husband, want to impress for your friend and not force on a spouse in our work for uno, not what work for them. We're at a point now where we need to stop impose our desires and wishes upon others in our lives. Stop trying to make what work for we, them do it so we can feel good and look good. Find out from them what them love to do, what work for them. Sit down your son, your daughter, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife. Sit them down and say, all right, what you want to do? What works for you? What makes you happy? How me can help you pursue this? How me can help you go from a dream to a reality? As opposed to indoctrinate them. As opposed to tell them what them to become so that you can be satisfied and say, this is my son. He's an architect. This is my daughter. She's a lawyer. This is my son. He's a pediatrician. This is my daughter. She's a nurse. This is my wife. You know what I mean? She's an activist. This is my husband. You know? He's a so-and-so. Cut it out. But ultimately, each individual, we have to find out what works for we. We have to start letting others know that no, and that I'm a passion, and that I want to pursue. That not work for me, that work for you. So going forward, I could find out a way where you can encourage me, where you can support me in a me doing what works for me. What makes me happy, what makes me shine, what makes me feel good about what I'm doing, and ultimately what makes me get to the success that I want to become. And if you're going to support me, fine. If you're not going to support me, just move out of my way, though. Don't stop me from becoming great. Don't stop me from doing what works for me. So I say, yeah man, just sit them down, talk to them, but more importantly, identify what works for you and pursue that. So I say, because ultimately, you're going to resent yourself and you're going to be mad at others where you did that please because you don't want to disappoint them. So stop. Don't disappoint yourself. Talk to others so that they will know that what it is that you're going to do is something you want to do so they won't be disappointed. You know what I mean? Them not always going to agree, no, but at least I'm going to know where your true passion lies. So WG this will say for the quote, what is important for you to succeed is finding what works for you. WG this, same one, Captain Positive, as you can see, 100% yardy, 100% at the time. Good. And don't forget to big up God.
Hello everyone, it's that time of year again when the Joyful Youths Foundation presents Bags to the Future 2025. We invite those who are our return sponsors and we welcome those who are willing to give for us to provide back to school supplies for the year 2025 September for those students in need here in Jamaica. I want to say thank you and welcome, and we look forward to your continued and renewed support. We say thanks for the kids for the year 2025 and beyond. Thank you all.